Hey guys, Anthony here for Rev3 Games at PAX East. I'm here with Suda51. I just played Lollipop Chainsaw. This game is Suda as hell, man. This thing is crazy. So I have to ask you, playing this game, your protagonists tend to be people that you would not expect to be kind of badass in really badass situations. Like Killer 7, you have an assassin in a wheelchair. In No More Heroes, you've got basically a broke nerd with a lightsaber. and now Juliet is a very cute kind of candy pop cheerleader.
Listen, lady, why don't you try using some deodorant? Because honestly, you smell like shit.
Tell me about how you come up with your protagonists and what excites you when you're creating main characters.
I always want us to create a new heroes or heroine that makes you, really spunky and then, genki,
Yes.
and then give you a lot of energy. And then I always want us to have this image of cheerleader with a chainsaw. And at the same time that I always want us to make a zombie games, and then it all matched very well together.
Pick shoot.
So playing this, obviously the first comparison that kind of comes to people's minds over here in the US is Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
Were you a fan of that? What were some of your influences when you were creating the scenario for Lollipop Chainsaw?
Buffy の影響もすごくあります。
Yeah, I got an influence from Buffy the Vampire, of course. And at the same time, there are a lot of Buffy, the Japanese version of Buffy's in Japan. There's a lot of girls in there. And so I
Stuff
think
like
it's
Machine Girl and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know very
That's a
well,
good one,
right?
man. Yeah.
Right. But actually, this is the the fusion of Japanese and an American culture.
So let's talk about that a little bit. It seems like as you've been going forward, there's been a lot more sort of global accessibility to your stories. Are you more conscious about that now? Are you trying to sort of make your stories appeal to a broader audience? Or are you still just sort of thinking about what you want to do first and just trying to make the best story possible?
でも世界中の
I always think about the stories that can be accepted by the worldwide audiences, US, Japan, Europe, anywhere in the world. So, the accessibility is very broad, but once you get into the game, and it goes kind of narrower and then deeper.
How does gameplay kind of reflect that? Your style has always sort of been very like poppy, very minigame heavy, sort of like coming at you from all sides. You tend to temper violence with a lot of like kind of cute imagery. How do you kind of figure out gameplay to match your story, and what do you like to play?
素晴らしい解説ありがとうございます。
Oh, thank you for your comments. I mean, that was great.
いやでも本当に僕ら
But I believe that the video game is a experience one's life, and or share the moment, seize the moment, and then, so it's not simple. It's not boring. I mean, there are a lot of mini games, events, throughout the life of the experience, and I want the audience to experience that.
And finally, just to talk about, you started off as a scenario writer on the Fire Pro series, so you've always been very kind of story driven. Your entire experience in gaming. What was it like, kind of working with James Gunn and kind of being a little more collaborative on this one? Was it a big change for you, and how much did you guys work together?
That was a happy experience, and that was great. I came up with the original idea, and then my staff in my studio, the young ones, and then he wrote the screenplay, and then the James Gunn rewrote that screenplay.
Okay.
And then so the story was born in Japan, and then moved to Hollywood, and then it went back to Japan, and it was very happy.
Very cool.
Collaboration.
It's a very cool way to do things. So finally, is there anything else you want players to know going into Lollipop Chainsaw?
You have to do certain things. You purchase or you pre-order the games, and then you go back home and you buy a Coke and then popcorn, and then you order pizza, and then you set up that situations, and then you play, while you're eating pizza and then popcorn, and then you can grease up your controller.
I can do that. That sounds good.
Take this thing.
Suda51, thank you, man.
Thank you very much.
Great meeting you.
Thank you.